المجلة.
أهلا وسهلا فيكم بحلقة جديدة من المجلة، المجازين الأسبوعي اللي بيلقي الأضواء على النشاطات الاجتماعية الثقافية والفنية بالولايات المتحدة. نتصفح حلقة المجلة لهالأسبوع. تاريخ الولايات المتحدة الحديث مع The National Museum of American History. كوكو سالا، مطعم لعشاق الشوكولاته. نبدأ حلقتنا مع متحف التاريخ الوطني الأميركي التابع لمؤسسة سميثسونيان. هالمبنى موجود على الناشونال مول، أي المنتزه الوطني بالعاصمة الأمريكية واشنطن دي سي. المتحف بيضم أكثر من 3 ملايين قطعة أثرية وبيحيي التاريخ الأمريكي من جديد، حيث بيعرض تاريخ الولايات المتحدة الاجتماعي، السياسي، الثقافي، العلمي وحتى العسكري. بعد إغلاقه لمدى سنتين بهدف الترميم، كلف The National Museum of American History أكثر من 85 مليون دولار. التغييرات الرئيسية اللي حدثت وأبرز المعارض بيطلعنا عليها مدير المتحف براند جلاس.
Well, the National Museum of American History is part of the Smithsonian Institution. It is the largest and most popular history museum in the United States. And our mission is to engage our visitors in the study of American history through our research, through our collections, through our exhibitions, our public programs, publications, our websites, and to tell the story of America and to tell how this country and our political system and our economic system developed over the past 200 years. We are shining new light on American history, both through our new architectural design and also through our new exhibitions. We opened up the interior of the museum to bring in more natural light, to make it more welcoming, to make it brighter. And then we're also shining new light on American history by the way we're presenting our collections and our exhibitions. For example, with the Star-Spangled Banner, the flag that inspired the national anthem, we wanted people to see the flag by the dawn's early light. Which is the way Francis Scott Key saw the flag on the morning of September 14th, 1814. And then he was inspired to write a poem. And in that poem, he referred to this flag as the Star-Spangled Banner. And so the flag became known by that name. That was an interpretive goal, but it also was a conservation requirement. We had to keep the light levels low in the flag gallery because the flag is so sensitive. The colors are so sensitive to excessive light. And then we called our exhibit The Dawn's Early Light. That is one of the lyrics in the Star-Spangled Banner, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light." We made the decision once the conservation project began not to restore the flag, but to preserve it, and to preserve it the way it was, with all of its losses, with all of its fragility. And one visitor said, the flag reminds me of our country. We have a lot of wear and tear, and we've been through a lot, but the flag is still there, and our country is still there. We also choose our exhibitions based on what stories we want to tell. For example, the 200th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln is in 2009. We wanted to tell the story of Abraham Lincoln, one of America's greatest leaders, with the collections we have about Abraham Lincoln. The First Lady's exhibition is very popular. It displays one of our great collections, which is the collections of gowns and dresses and accessories and material related to the First Ladies. Also, our popular culture exhibition displays the ruby slippers, the shoes that Judy Garland wore in the movie Wizard of Oz, and boxing memorabilia and television artifacts, and that's a very popular exhibition. Most recently, we opened a wonderful exhibition called On the Water, which explores the maritime history of America and covers over 400 years of maritime history. My first visit to Washington was when I was 10 years old, and my parents insisted that we visit every monument and every memorial in Washington. And of course, we came to the Smithsonian, and at that time, this museum didn't exist. So I saw the Star Spangled Banner in the Old Arts and Industries building, and it was a great inspiration to me, and it probably sparked my interest in history coming to Washington at that time, not realizing that many years later I would be directing the National Museum of American History. But when I see families visiting the museum and I see parents pointing out information or pointing out things for their children to look at, I realize that that's such an important part of being an American, is coming to Washington, coming to the Smithsonian, seeing the Star Spangled Banner, seeing the top hat that Abraham Lincoln wore to Ford's Theater the night of his assassination, seeing the desk on which Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. Those touchstones of American history are still very important for people to see. I would like to think, and I believe, that they are inspired to know more about American history, that they have some sense of what it means to be an American, and that when they pick up the newspapers or they turn on television or go onto their website and look at today's news, they have a better understanding of how today's news relates to the past and how the past shapes today's news, especially when you think about what this country has gone through in the last year, where we elected the first African-American president. The history of the presidency is here at the museum, where we have wars that are going on around the world. We have the military history, an exhibit called The Price of Freedom, Americans at War, and can explain to people how America's military history has developed. It's impossible to be a citizen in this country and not understand what it means to be an American, what American history is all about. And we have reinforced that by twice a year staging naturalization ceremonies here at the museum. People take the oath of citizenship in our flag hall, right outside the gallery where we display the Star Spangled Banner, because this is a place where people reaffirm their citizenship, and this is the place where all that can happen.
من خلفيات مختلفة اجتمع أصحاب مطعم كوكو سالا ليقدموا مفهوم جديد بالمطاعم، وهو إدخال مادة الكاكاو على جميع المأكولات. فرصة جديدة لاختبار قائمة طعام غنية بالشوكولا وصفت من بين الأفضل بالعاصمة الأمريكية.
Coco Sala is an idea that started actually about 2.5 years ago, and there are 5 people actually that are involved in the whole concept and the whole creation. Each one has his own cultures, one has his own food, and we all met here in the US. So we wanted something that's within the US but has our own touch into it. So you can have a chicken tandoori, for example, and a Moroccan swordfish on the other side. So, and I guess that's what America is all about, a melting pot. The menu basically is very simple. We wanted something that everybody knows, so it's familiar items with global flavors. So familiar items meaning here in American cuisine, it's all about surf and turf, and mac and cheese and salads. You know, as a nouveau concept, we infuse chocolate and coffee in our food too. So meaning you can have a arugula salad, for example, with a coffee vinaigrette, the savory food, to really look like dessert. So when you're eating a goat cheese salad, it looks like a tart. I would by far say the burger. One of the most popular items, because the burger is, I would say, #1 actually food here in America, so everybody knows what a burger is, and it comes with a chocolate mole sauce. We get our chocolate from Valrhona in France, and we get it as premium chocolate, as cacao and all that, so it comes from 60% all the way to 94%, and we process it here in-house. We are also a chocolate boutique, We sell always boxes of chocolate that the chef actually makes here from scratch. It has no additives, no preservatives, and it comes in 16 actually kind of different flavors. So the chocolatiers basically are in the back. They make a whole batch of Earl Grey, a whole batch of pistachio, 16 of them. So we actually value our chocolate, and that's why it takes us a long time to actually make. One of the most popular items would be the chocolate tasting, which comes actually set up in this way with a description actually of all the chocolates. And what you have here is really white chocolate, all the way to dark chocolate, and 3 kind of couvertures in solid, semi-solid, and liquid. So these chocolates are all mixed from all different kinds of regions in the world. So this is actually one of our #1 items here. Dark chocolate, I mean, it's good for the heart. So it's the new thing now, and a lot of people are coming in, to taste it, especially with these economic times and recession and all that. So, but a lot of people need chocolate. To be honest with you, it's not really it's not just comfort food. It's a necessity for some people.
وصفة التشيبوتلي سوفلي مع شيف مطعم كوكو سالا حصريا لمشاهدي المجلة. إنما بعد الفاصل، خليكن معنا.
المجلة.
أهلا بكم من جديد ومنتابع تصفح المجلة مع تقريرنا عن كوكو سالا. قبل الفاصل تعرفنا على مفهوم هالمطعم بإدخال مادة الكاكاو على جميع المأكولات، إنما حتى جدران كوكو سالا كان لها نصيب تتذوق الشوكولا. خلينا نشوف سوا على شو ارتكز التصميم الداخلي.
The concept basically behind Coco Sala is, of course, a chocolate lounge. So everything that surrounds you is all about chocolate. Wherever you go, whatever, any table you would sit. As a matter of fact, I have 3 rooms that are separate, and that each one has its own flair, but it always reminds you of chocolate. So as a matter of fact, this room I have the chocolate wave, which is plywood basically with some chocolate painting, and it's brushed with a specific brush to actually give the feeling of a chocolate wave that's gonna basically drown you. Wherever you go, it just reminds you of chocolate. The second room basically is the lounge section that we have, and then we have the bar where it displays a lot of the pastries that we serve here and the chocolates. As a raspberry chocolate tart, so is a pistachio tart. Over there is the Obama, which is, dessert that we did for inauguration, and it reflects, of course, the President of the United States. And it's literally an apple pie, as American as apple pie, come topped with a layer of cheesecake, which actually is from Chicago, and then with a dried passion fruit crouton on top, which his origins are from Hawaii. So we wanted something unique and different, to go with everything else in the world. We serve chocolate plates, as you can see here, that are homemade. And as you can see over there, also in the back, is the sugar sculptures that we make here. The chef spends actually 5 to 6 hours just to make them. It's all from sugar, so we call it the giant lollipop. This is the third room, which is a little bit semi-private, so we use it for a lot of big events and private dining room. And then, as you can see, even the walls and the chairs, it also reminds you of chocolate. So it brings a little bit of vibe, basically, to the DC kind of scene.
Any plans of expanding to the Arab world?
We do have actually an idea. So, it's been open for about a year now. So we're gonna see how it goes here from now on from the US, and then hopefully, why not? You never know.
Everyone loves chocolate.
Everybody, you cannot get rid of it. You need chocolate to survive.
عادة اللي بيميز المطاعم عن بعضها إبداعات الشيف، ومثل ما بيقولوا all the magic happens in the kitchen. فريق المجلة رافق الشيف سانتوش تيبتور بتحضيره للشوكولات شيبوتلي أو الشوكولا المطعم بالحر، إحدى وصفات كوكو سالا الأكثر شعبية.
We're doing the chipotle chocolate today, which is one of our most popular ones. So it's very easy to make. It only has 4 or 5 ingredients in total. So we have the dried chipotle here. It's pretty much a dried jalapeno, which is smoked for 3 days. So it's got a nice smoky flavor to it. We have liquid glucose, we have some milk and the heavy cream, and we have some butter and some melted chocolate, so which is going to be melted in the microwave. So we're going to make a ganache. Ganache is a mixture of cream and chocolate, so you can add any flavor to that one. I'm going to start off with the cream. So I'm going to infuse the dried chipotle. So the chipotle is going to open up. Just bring it to a boil. And then we'll keep it on the side. So we'll keep it for like 30 minutes to infuse. So after 30 minutes, you're going to blend this with a blender. Then we're going to strain the cream. And you try to take out all the flavor from the chipotle, so that's where the flavor is. So then we add the liquid glucose to the cream and the milk. So again, we're going to heat this, not to boil this. You don't want to make it too hot because you're going to be mixing with the chocolate now. So we're going to just melt a little bit of the chocolate so it's at an even temperature when you mix the cream. Now the chocolate is not completely melted, but it's kind of warm. So when you add the hot cream into that one, it's going to melt faster. So the chocolate will get soft. So we just wait until it cools down a little bit. So I would recommend like room temperature. And then we're going to add the butter at the last, so it's nicely emulsified and nice and shiny and creamy. Once it's soft, we're going to mix it. So slowly work it inside out. The ganache will get thicker. Now this is called a perfect ganache. See, nice and shiny, and it doesn't have any separation of the cream. So we'll fill up the pastry bag. Once the chocolate is sealed like that, so we're going to put it in the refrigerator. So then we're going to take it off after 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, you're going to take it out. So it's pretty much set and it's already released from the mold. So all we do is take this one and tap it a couple of times and it comes out. So it's got a beautiful chocolate there. And the chocolate is ready to serve.
مشاهدينا، الوقت المخصص للبرنامج انتهى. لمعلومات أكثر عن المجلة، فريق العمل وإكسكلوزيف كونتنت، تابعونا على جروب المجلة على الفيسبوك. قبل ما أنهي الحلقة بقدم لكم لمحة عن نسخة المجلة القادمة والخاصة بكنز وطني أمريكي الواشنطن ناشونال كاثيدرال، أي كاتدرائية واشنطن الوطنية. نتصفح فيها تاريخ بناء الكاتدرائية، ملامحها الفنية، دور الكاتدرائية الوطني كمحفز للمصالحة والحوار بين الشعوب والأديان. بتأمل الحلقة تكون نالت إعجابكم. لملاحظاتكم واقتراحاتكم راسلونا على البريد الإلكتروني المجلة@الحرة.com. بنهاية الحلقة بوجه شكر لفريق العمل وبالأخص بيير جاد، وأنا بلاقيكم الأسبوع القادم وأكيد رح تكونوا على الموعد.
المجلة.